Today's adventure brings us to XL Padel, America's largest indoor padel and wellness social clubs, the Westpalmbeach, Florida location. We had the privilege of speaking to the owners who showed us what makes this place truly special. You won't believe this padel facility and all it has to offer.
Is that one of the players' dogs?
No, that's one of the players, actually.
What?
That's my partner that I need to go back to.
This place blew my mind. I was not expecting this. It's like I don't know where to look because there's so much going on. I thought that was on purpose. Awesome. And would you
Their
say
joy brings me joy.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
He probably thinks he's outdoors. This is so cool. Oh. Whoa, did you see that? Do you see these reflexes?
I was very surprised about that.
Yay! Have you ever wondered why something so wonderful is so wonderful? Well, that is why we created the Channel of Wonder, to be a channel for your wonder. We're going to explore the things that make you go, wow! Hello, I'm Alexandria Isola, and I am your host of this Channel of Wonder. Are you ready to have some fun? Because I'm ready. Come on, let's go! Today I am here with
Lance Rosenfeld.
And what do you do here?
So what do I do here? So I am the owner of XL Padel, and XL Padel is the largest indoor facility in the US. It specializes in padel, 12 indoor padel courts, alongside with a gym, a steam room and sauna, and a cold plunge as well.
Wow, that's awesome. And I always like to break the ice with, what is a fun fact about yourself?
Fun fact about myself.
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I would say I'm gonna do something very basic, but being a collegiate athlete, I guess.
Very cool. What kind of
Sport?
Yeah, what kind of sport?
It was baseball, but mostly rowing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Very
so
cool.
hybrid athlete.
So why don't you show us around?
Yeah, of course. So we're gonna start on our left side, which is our pro shop here. So our pro shop, and in the sport of padel, and like any other sport, you're always going to need clothes or all the essential you need. For baseball, it might be the bats, the batting gloves, but for padel, it's going to be the rackets that you'll see on this wall here, or it might be the shoes. So in the sport of padel, it has certain type of shoes, as it is a turf and sand, but on the bottom, you're going to want something that's a little more grippier, that can get you to stop, move side to side, move last second. So those are padel specialized shoes, as well as the rackets here. And then you have clothes as well.
What makes the rackets different from tennis and pickleball?
Yeah, so the number one thing you'll see is the overall look of the racket. So with tennis, you'll see there's more there's strings on it, it's top head. Those strings help the ball bounce, and then the ball goes even at a much quicker speed. With pickleball, since pickleball is I believe it's like a plastic ball, those balls will hit off a flat end. Here you have a carbon fiber and foam here, which will help bounce off the padel ball, and the padel ball is kind of like a tennis ball, but it's a little bit different.
And how long would you say those last? Like when you
The balls or the rackets?
Both.
The balls, usually at XL Padel, what we do is if you book a game, we give you a fresh can of balls. And after you use that can, we do not use those for the next people that would book a game. They would just use a new can. So I would say every game you get a new set of balls. And the main reason is because if you're having a very competitive game, the balls will die in its bounce and its speed and the air that's inside of it.
Interesting. And what do you do with those balls if they don't take them? I mean, can they take them back with them?
Essentially they could bring them home, but usually what you'll see is they just sit here lying around, and I don't blame them because usually after you use them a few times, they die out pretty quick. Those balls we'll use for either if we're doing some drilling, or they get recycled for a good cause.
Oh, very cool. And how long do the paddles last?
Paddles, that is very hit or miss, because you get a lot of people that are very aggressive. That they start smashing the rackets, it's going to break right away. But if you're new to the game and you don't play as often, and you're not absorbing that many hard hits, you could see it where it lasts for a few years.
Do you have a favorite one?
Do I have a favorite one? So on the wall, my favorite one is actually not here.
Oh, dang.
But I would say these three rackets are amazing. This one's amazing as well. We have demos so people could try them, and then after they try them, if they love it, they know where to buy it, which would be on this wall.
Can I hold it?
Of course, yeah. So this is a men's racket, and the difference.
Wow, it's not as heavy as I thought it would be.
Yeah, you know, the number one thing people think is it looks big, so it looks heavy, but it's not, and that's a men's racket. So with the women's racket, the main difference you'll see is the weight. So this one might even feel even lighter.
Oh wow, I would probably need this one.
Yeah.
I throw this one around.
Yeah. So, but the good thing is these rackets are pretty light, so it does limit the fact that you'll get a tennis elbow because you're not doing a lot of this and that back and forth. And the racket isn't as heavy, so you're not putting that much strain on your forearm and your elbow.
Interesting. And what's the philosophy of the holes?
The holes,
the
so
air?
So yeah, it's just I guess like really the absorption and the breathability. In the padel world, you need to have at least one hole in the racket. That's the rule. So you'll see something very creative is there's a racket out there that just has one hole specifically as like that's their brand style of just one hole, just to say like we're following the rule, but it's a cool look to the racket.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you. Wow. And that has a lot of holes, so I wonder why.
Yeah, so I mean,
fast,
honestly, I would be lying if I could explain exactly why it has all the holes, but yeah.
I did notice that the men's racket weighs a little more like I played softball for 8 years, a softball bat, whereas the other one just is like paper to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Like you feel like this one's a little more top heavy, or just feels like you could actually feel the weight?
I could feel it, like I'm gonna hit something. Yeah, I felt like I could actually like use it with power, where the other one was just like I might lose control. You know, I'll hit it.
Oh no, I get it. Yeah. So yeah, mostly it's like, you know, you're probably just used to feeling something heavier, so you feel like you actually have the control of it.
Yeah.
And then some people, they feel like they want something that's like a feather, so they feel like they're not hitting, when they hit the ball, they don't have to feel the weight of the racket. And it's also, you know, it tends to be on the men's side. Men tend to be a bit stronger than women, so it would make sense for them to have a stronger racket, and that stronger racket brings more power as well.
Awesome. So is there a philosophy behind the clothing, like the material for the players?
So I wouldn't say anything specific. I mean, the main one you'll see is a lot of clothing. It always has that like spandex, polyester, athletic fit, essentially just so when you're sweating, it absorbs it, so you don't feel like you're drooping in sweat, because padel is a very cardio-based sport as well. They say if you're playing, you know, over an hour and you're in a very competitive game, you're burning over 1,000 calories.
Wow.
Close to 1,400 actually. So people are always sweating on the court, and you don't want to feel like yourself dripped in sweat. You don't want your rackets to be dripped in sweat. So a good thing about these clothes is it's supposed to absorb that sweat, and you also feel like you're not actually affecting your performance as well in a negative way.
Awesome. Yeah, because I always wondered when I see, like, in particular the tennis outfits, I'm like, why the outfit?
Yeah,
that
no,
makes
of course,
sense
yeah.
now. Okay.
So that was our pro shop. Now there's a lot more to the facility. As you'll see on our right side is our lounge area. Our lounge area gets split into the north and south side. The great thing about our lounges is it's a great place to get work done,
Beautiful.
communicate, and just make connections. Padel is a huge sport on connections. A lot of people emphasize golf being the #1 sport of connections, but right now padel is about to surpass that. Main reason is if you're a golf player, and if I'm a great golf player and I'm trying to make a connection with a guy that owns a business and he's a horrible golf player, I might be already putting my ball in the hole and that guy is in the trees on the fairway, or wherever he might be. Padel, you're always going to just be in one court, no matter how the skill is.
Yeah.
After that, you can get off, communicate, talk, understand each other, and then usually it's a great icebreaker, as well as you need 4 people. So if you got to play a game next week, you're going to see yourself reaching out to other people to get that game going.
Do you see like a common denominator of the people that are in the community, personality-wise,
Personality.
or like what they do for a living?
I would say you get a mixture of everything, which is a good thing about padel is you'll see people that tend to be in the business world that play this sport, but then I also see a lot of doctors and dentists that play this. So I wouldn't say it ties to a certain profession. It does tie into, you know, some individuals that, you know, see themselves playing more of a niche type of sport, that like to be active but also want to get themselves going every day.
Yeah.
But we've seen a lot of, you know, it brings in all communities. This sport is very prominent in South America. So a lot of people in South America already are familiar with this sport. And then in the Palm Beach area, you'll see a lot of people that are learning about the sport because from, you know, their coworkers, or if it's, you know, the fact that they weren't from Miami, or that they've traveled and been familiar with the sport before.
Awesome. I was going to ask you, why West Palm Beach? Like, why would you put this in this city?
Yeah, so what we felt like was, Miami is a very saturated market for padel, but we also felt like, that West Palm Beach kind of has that same demographic of, the individuals that do have disposable income, see themselves, prioritizing, their health and want to do that athletic leisure activities. And we felt like, if we're not going to do, South Florida and Miami, let's still do South Florida and West Palm Beach. And, West Palm Beach is right near Wellington, which is a huge Latino community base, and also a base of people that love to do athletic leisure activities, just like padel.
Yeah, born and raised in Wellington. So.
Yeah, so you're very familiar with the polo around here, and what we do see is a lot of our polo players do come here and play padel.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
So aside from our North and South lounges, we also have a bar and restaurant. You're going to see yourself wanting to get some food or getting yourself an energized drink afterwards, and this is a spot to do so. So our bar and restaurant is a Mediterranean style, but mostly healthy. So as in our facility, we want to promote it as a one-stop shop. You play a sport, after you play a sport, you'll get Caesar wraps, you'll get protein bowls, chicken sandwiches, burgers as well. So the popular,
That's perfect.
exactly. It's going to be the popular things on the item, but also the things that demand the protein as well as the taste.
Yeah, because you're burning 1,000 calories. People think they could just eat whatever, but for fuel, you need the proper food.
Exactly. It's you want to play right, but you also want to eat right, and that's what we want to complement here. As you'll see, we even have snacks, but some of our snacks, like we have protein chips, we have protein bars, we have beef sticks. So making sure that we're still stressing on the protein. We have electrolyte packets as well. When it comes to the drink side, we have an exclusive partner in Celsius, so that's that energy drink. When it comes to other drinks like our water, obviously, our coffee, we are also a soft liquor licensed bar, so we can do wine, beer. So a lot of times, and this is really weird, I read this study where they said it was actually healthy after a game of padel to have one beer, like a drink of beer. So I was very surprised about that. So I was very surprised, but at the same time, I get it. You burn all those calories. You want to maybe make some back or reward yourself. So you'll see a lot of times after the games.
To take the edge off.
Exactly. Yeah. You're here to, you have a great time. You want to talk to your people about if it was either the game or just about life in general. Yeah. And this is the spot to do so. You play a game, you grab a beer, which we offer that, and then you could watch some TV.
Very cool. And how did you get the partnership with Celsius?
So Celsius, how it really went was, Celsius saw us as the largest indoor padel facility. Everyone knows who Celsius is, and we both had the right mindset of what we bring to the table, but what they also bring to the table. And we felt like us working together would be an amazing partnership, and we feel like having an exclusive drink like that is, a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just wish that when I played sports that we had proper fuel instead of concession stand food.
No, exactly. So yeah, when I played high school sports, it was very concession based. It was whatever. When I started playing college sports, it was a little bit different. We had a nutritionist, we had trainers, so we started to watch what we ate. But again, you're a collegiate athlete, you're gonna still feel like you're in that college world of get sidetracked of eating right. And when you get older, you start to realize how important that is, and we want to make sure we could at least try to implement that as well.
100%.
So we also have our 12 indoor courts. Wow. Number one thing you'll see is our ceiling height. So in the sport of padel, the ceiling height is actually very crucial. And that's because when you're playing the sport, you could lob the ball. In tennis, you go straight to each other. Pickleball, you go kind of straight to each other. In padel, you can actually lob it. And lobbing is like a tactic. It changes the pace of the game, stalls some time as well. So when you have higher ceilings, you could do higher lobs, and you can actually do the lob.
Yeah.
Now with the court itself, as you'll see, some lines that look very familiar like tennis. So again, the sport is that hybrid mix of tennis, squash, pickleball, racquetball, platform tennis, every racket sport you can think of.
There's a sport called squash. What is squash?
Oh, squash. So yeah, squash is also very popular in the Northeast. Also kind of in a glass as well, but you'll see that the glass you can use to your advantage where you can't hit the opponent's glass or their fence. You always want to think bounce first, and if it bounces and then hits the cage, be ready to anticipate what kind of bounce it will create after it hits the cage. So It always keeps you on your toes. It feels a little unpredictable at
Yeah.
times.
So you have to think one step ahead all the time.
Exactly. Even when the guy smashes it, I always say that glass is like your third teammate. He's going to keep the ball in front of you. So if he smashes it, hits the glass, a lot of people, when someone's putting power, you step back so you could absorb it and give yourself more time to react. In this sport, it's actually the opposite. You would want it to bounce over and then make sure you're running forward to be ready to return it. Now with the courts as well, you'll see the turf. A lot of other courts, they have like concrete, they have some type of cement. In the sport of padel, you're always going to see a turf. And that turf, essentially, the benefit about that is it's softer on your knees, it's softer on your lower back and your body in general, which is very friendly for the older crowd and athletes in general. You'll see that there's sand as well, so maybe the purple will be easier to decipher that sand with the different color of like that sand essentially helps the court, keeps the ball to run, so it gets the ball to be quicker, and yeah.
So that's the philosophy behind the sand. And when do they know to add the sand?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what we usually do is you have to constantly always disperse the sand. You don't want it in one spot. But also, if you don't have sand, you'll know that the turf starts to get a little spongy, the ball will die out, doesn't help the ball run, and yeah. So number one thing you'll see is when you see the padel ball, it looks like a tennis ball.
Yeah, I was like, it's
Like from the human eye, pretty much.
Yeah.
Difference you'll see is the ball is a little bit different in size, and it's also a little bit harder.
Interesting.
Makes the ball a little more bouncy, and that's where the difference of that ball from tennis ball comes from. Now, when you look at the whole court, you see these lines, but you also see this fence and you see this glass. What is the glass? What is all these things? So when it comes to the glass, think of it as this is where some of that squash and that racquetball comes from. Is if someone hits the ball, and again, it can only bounce once on my side. If it bounces twice, it's their point, just like if it was a tennis, pickleball, or any other racket sport. Now, let's say if it bounces once and then hits the glass, when it's still in the air, I can return it before it bounces again, kind of like where that squash comes from. Now, let's say the ball's coming this way, I'm in a bad position to actually turn up my body, I can just smack it and hit it off the glass, ricochet over the glass, and go to the other side. That's kind of where that racquetball comes from. Well, that is where, those hybrid of all the racket sports come from. When it comes to the fence or the cage, people call it, if it hits the air, that's always out, regardless which side it's on.
Wow. Makes you feel like you're in a cage fight.
Yeah, so it adds that cool, it feels like you're almost like in a mini stadium too.
Yeah.
I always say when you're here, you feel like it's like all eyes are on you. You get all the lights coming down on you.
Right.
You're like in a little box, so it feels like, when people are really looking at you, you really feel like you're in an organized arena.
Totally. Would you say it's harder than tennis because it adds that element? Or?
It's hard to say. I think it requires more hand-eye coordination than tennis, which a lot of baseball, softball players will thrill on. And but I will also say tennis is a little more extraneous on the body because most of the time it's a one-on-one, going sideways, a lot of lateral movement and exertion. But padel, again, you can play over an hour and you're very competitive, you can burn 1,400 calories.
Yeah.
It is doubles, it requires more communication. So some parts, I think padel is harder, and then I think some parts tennis are harder. I think all racket sports have their own, complexities, but at the end of the day, I do believe padel has that mixture of everything, which keeps it so exciting as well. All the courts, when it comes to, the size and the fabric, it's exactly the same, only the colors are different. Me, myself, I actually feel like I'm the best player when I'm on the purple court. Some people love the pink court more, some people love the black courts more. But really what those colors are for is essentially our colors of, our logo colors. But fun fact is our purple and pink courts are also our show courts. So those are when we have tournaments, when it comes to finals and regulations, these courts abide by regulation because it has more of that run out space. As you'll see, these courts are spread out a little more than the black courts when we go down there. Another thing is our 4 courts, which is the 2 pink and the 2 purples, they also have a camera system, which you'll see up there. It's that white box up there. So if you want to record a game, you could use the QR code that's on this purple pole on our right, scan it, and then it will clip either if you had a crazy shot, some highlights, or the whole game altogether.
Awesome. And how about the sound? Is there anything with the sound with the glass that affects the players?
I wouldn't say so. It's like kind of like any other sport. If you hear noise, you just block it out. Obviously, if it hits the fence, you'll know that it's gonna create a different return. Like the ball won't just come right to you. It might die out right away, or it might like ricochet to the left side or the right side. So that sound kind of gives you that alarming sound of, oh, that was hit hard. It might go somewhere different than I expect.
So I wanted to see how thick this was. Oh, it's nice.
There's a cable inside of here, and we do have it at a certain set height when it comes to regulation. It's not just, you know, a basic net. We, you know, everything still comes with a design on top of its regulation.
Now, I wanted to walk out here and ask about these trees.
Yes.
Is this about the environment and to keep them sane or something for a minute?
No, so you know, padel, a lot of people do believe padel should be an indoor sport because it will block out the wind, the weather, but you know, a lot of courts you'll see are outside, and you know, when you play any type of sport, you always want to feel like you're playing outside. As a kid, you always felt like when you were playing sports, you always said, I was outside.
Yeah.
And you know, a big thing we did was, you know, we wanted to mimic an environment where you felt like you were outside and you felt like you were still like enjoying that green around you. So you have some trees, on top of the trees, you'll see some green that hangs around. So, you know, a lot of that environment was to feel like that outdoorsy feeling, and at the same time, you know, still have that nice aesthetic. You don't just come into like your local gym or, you know, your local facility that's just straight equipment and that's it. We want to make sure it feels like a home as well.
Yeah, the rocks give it like a Zen vibe too. So it's both, I'm outside, but I'm tranquil.
Yeah.
So I really like that. And what's cool about it being indoors is you don't have to worry about if it rains, and you can come here. And I think that makes you guys look different than going outside and playing tennis.
Yeah, so we always say if you want to book a game, it's always rain or shine.
Yeah.
Other things you'll see around here.
That's a cool couch.
Exactly. So what I was getting to is other things you'll see is we try to add more furniture around here. So again, it gives you that homey, cozy style, but it gives you a style where, you know, people can come and watch. Like when we have our big time tournaments, people will come and watch. And, you know, again, if it comes to our other design, like, you know, the lights, the balls in there is not deliberate. That's actually when a player just hits it over.
Oh,
it just goes right in there and it gets stuck. So
I thought that was on purpose.
yeah, it kind of does look like it, and you know, we've owned up to it because it does look fitting.
No, it's cool.
But yeah, again, it's the style we want to keep around here is that, you know, that cozy vibe, the vibe where people can sit down, communicate, talk to each other, and also watch games as well.
So I think right here would be the perfect time to ask about the leagues. You said you have tournaments here, and is it just that, or people can rent out spaces for like parties or?
No, great question. I was actually thinking about that question in my head, and I was like, I'm ready to give this answer. So, great question. So yes, we have a hybrid of everything. So here we have leagues, we have tournaments. On top of that, you can book private games. We have programs. So right now we have a junior clinic going on our right side. So, you know, a great way to get kids into the game. On top of that, we also have our events. So events if people want to book private events, or if it is like a public event where people just buy a ticket and then they come experience the wellness that we offer. So last week we had a huge event with the Club Palm Beach that generated almost 1,000 people.
Wow.
It was a Porsche and Pilates event, but it was also an activation of padel. So what we like to do here is a mixture of everything.
What makes this the largest? And is it the nation or just?
In the USA.
In the USA.
We are one of the largest in the nation, but we aren't the largest. So we always say, you know, we're just the largest in the USA.
Okay.
And when I mean largest, it's the largest indoor padel facility in the USA.
Okay.
Because there's other facilities that have hybrid of different sports, but this is strictly padel. It is the largest because it's not just because of the amount of courts are in here, but the square footage of the facility itself. We're almost 67,000 square feet.
Wow.
Any other indoor padel facility will not have that number in square footage.
What was the inspiration to open this? Do you know that?
Yeah, so it was really, you know, my family, we are the Rosenfelds, and then another family, which was the Gershfelds. We moved to Miami. We met each other in the same building in Miami. We saw how the sport of padel was so big in Miami, as it's like the U.S. capital for padel. And we saw that, this sport is super addicting, but there's actually a market for it. So our goal was, hey, let's create our own concept, but we can have it as, the consumer dream, kind of like the Disneyland of padel. We felt like every consumer or, customer or, padel addict wants, obviously the padel court, but they want a few other things. If it's having a restaurant and bar, or having a steam room, sauna, cold plunge sauna, which is in our locker rooms, or, a gym. We wanted to make sure that they had the ultimate experience when it came to playing the sport. And, when we came up with that idea, we took it over in West Palm.
Wow, that's so cool. And I love comparing it to Disneyland.
Yes.
That's the way to be.
We love to call it the Padel Disneyland. Down there you'll see is our Celsius lounge. As Celsius is, one of our partners, so we decided to make it a bit creative, where we had some, Celsius lights there, the lounge with, some of their banners as well, and we're planning on doing even more with them in the future.
That's awesome. I love how this says breathe in and breathe out.
Yeah, so kind of like an exhaling of like, you're breathing in, taking that deep breath, and you're breathing out to, release all that exhaustion and stress. Again,
Totally.
padel is, that stress-free sport. It's a lot of times when people are sweating, it's because they're, releasing all the hormones of, all the stress they had, all the hard work they're putting on their body. And,
Totally.
when you're playing a sport like this, the last thing you want to be thinking of is, what bills do I have to pay? When I get home, what other work do I have to get done? This is the place to, escape that. So, you remember that, you're here to enjoy life as well.
Like Disneyland.
Exactly, I like Disneyland. So that's what we want to bring here at XL. Aside from our 12 indoor courts, on our left side we have our gym here.
Oh, wow.
So our gym is 2,000 square feet, and it's going to have all the gym essential you would need. We do have some of our members that tend to be, just people that just use the gym and use the amenity room, and they don't even look at the sport of padel. And again, our club is not just membership only. We do promote non-members to come here, as we have, like we said, we have our tournaments, we have our clinics, we have programs. Like, we have a cool program that's paddle and pizza.
Oh, wow.
Paddle sport of padel, and then after that you get to enjoy pizza afterwards. Tonight is our padel and happy hour. After you play padel, you get one complimentary drink. Then after that one drink, you're in the happy hour pricing. So again, programs that can get people in here that don't feel like they need 3 other people. They could just sign up individually, and they could connect and meet other people.
That's so cool. Definitely what you're saying with the breathe in, breathe out, and them leaving it on the court is kind of like, I was gonna ask coming in today if this sport helps people with stress, and if you've seen like results of that.
Yeah, of course. The number one thing is, a lot of people, what they see from the sport of padel is it eliminates their physical stress. So physical stress is, if it's, your face having, the acne, or your face, being a little more overweight than you usually were in the past, or, you building that muscle. So a lot of people always eliminate that physical stress. And then second comes with their mental stress. You see them more in energy. Here we're all about good vibes. So, when you're here, you want to be energetic. You want to, you don't talk about the struggles in your life. You're talking about the good things in life, or, even if it is the bad things in life, this is the good thing in life. And, this gets you going. And every time, the number one thing I love here is when I see all 12 courts booked, and I see people laughing and yelling, go get this, go get that. I got it, I got it, I got it. So to me, that brings joy, because, seeing people, being able to kind of use the product that we built for their happiness is the number one thing.
Oh, you said brings joy. That's the key.
Exactly, yeah.
That's awesome. And would you
Their
say
joy brings me joy.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, your motivating factor to keep it going is the fact that this place is bringing people joy, which then brings you joy.
Yeah, and then the goal is to build that community, and when you see a happy community and people use it to their advantage.
Joy and community, perfect.
Yeah, joy and community. If you have a happy community, you're just gonna be happy every day, so.
Preach.
Yeah. So, yes, this would be one of our locker rooms. This is the women's locker room. The women's locker room is a little bit nicer than the men's side, because One, they have a nice waiting room here, you know, kind of if you want to lounge around,
Oh, there is
hang
a
out,
bag.
talk. Yeah, so people tend to, you know, sometimes chill here and, you know, talk. It's kind of like that secret getaway.
Wow.
On top of that, you have the recovery room. So a recovery room, as we're trying to expand it more, it's one of our 4 amenities, not the main one though. This one is essentially, you know, where you have recovery boots. Recovery boots is like a sauna on your legs. The Theragun that a lot of people use, AKA a massage gun. A vibrating foam roller, and a vibrating like kind of like a ball where you can just rub on your neck, your back, and then we have the seats for it as well. So it's one of our 4 amenity recovery.
Wow, that's amazing.
So now as we go more into the rest of the locker room, as you can see, is on our right side is, you know, our sinks. So a cool thing you'll see on the sinks is we hit more of a premium approach of, we don't really use paper towels, we use hand towels. We do have paper ones anyway in case, but we do have hand towels, and then, you know, you just put your hands under, dispense, wash your hands, use a hand towel, and then throw it in the bin right there. And then here's also bath towels, as well as we provide bath towels if you want to take a shower. So on the left side is our stalls. You'll see we have 5, 6 of them, so you don't really need to have people waiting online.
Yeah.
Here is our lockers. So a cool thing about our lockers is a lot of places you go to, you always have to put your own like lock in there and then bring your own key. Here we just have our own style of, you know, there's already a mechanical lock in set. So how you would do it is, if it's open, close it. I would press the letter C, press the key, C, it's lock. How do I open it? I do the same process, C, whatever 4-digit you would like again, key, and then it opens. Our vanity area. So again, women's side is bigger than the men's side when it comes to the vanity. And then here we have our own hair dryer. And after you use the hair dryer, you could wash up here. If it's, you know, getting ready for work, getting ready for date night, whatever you want to do, this is the go-to spot.
This is like a resort.
Yeah, thank you. And then here we have is our showers.
What the heck?
So the showers here, if you want to take a shower, you're more than welcome to. And then on top of that,
Do you see them?
you have the trifecta of amenities. So here you have the sauna. We have a special lighting for that. And then here is our steam room. This is our cold plunges. One's a cold plunge. That is actually the hot one. And then the other one is the cold plunge. So we do a mixture of both.
I'll touch the cold one. That's nice.
So that would be our, you know, 3 amenities on top of the recovery room. And these are the showers.
This is high end. This is so cool.
Yeah. So that's, you know, the big thing that
we thought about everything.
That's the big thing we stress on the amenity side
Yeah.
at the facility.
Wow. Well, this sets you apart from most places, definitely.
Yes. So yeah, again, we want to really bring the whole consumer journey of, it's not just playing the sport, it's I'm able to, you know, recover, and then after I recover, I have the opportunity to go, you know, take a nice shower, get myself ready to go, and maybe get some food on the way out as well.
Yeah. And so you even have laundry here?
Yes. So the laundry is actually just for our towels.
I was just wondering.
Yeah. So so essentially the laundry is, you know, to ensure our towels are always clean. So when members are, you know, using the towels to take a shower, or for the sauna, the steam room, they're getting, you know, the clean batch. So yeah, now it brings us back to the front. So, you know, that wraps up like essentially what we have at XL Padel. Some other things that you know, I wanted to throw out there as well is we do have physical therapy, and that's worked on by Force Physical Therapy. Very popular, very prominent in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and we're glad that they're going to be bringing their expertise here to XL Padel. Wow. Some other cool things that we do aside from our cool wellness events, tournaments, leagues, other programs is we have you know, gym classes. So if it's HIIT classes, that's more on cardio and strength and conditioning, or it's our yoga classes that we have, or even our mat Pilates classes. So we really try to bring everything that you can choose from at XL Padel.
That's awesome. I think I saw that you guys do lessons here too.
Yes, so we do lessons. So again, people always ask, do I always need to bring 3 other people with me to make it 4 players? And I say, there's different ways to get involved in the game. If it's one getting a private lesson, if it's one getting a group lesson, or if it's getting a drill and play, which is one of our programs where you drill around, then after that you get to play with everyone else in the class. Or if it's, you know, joining a community event like our Paddle and Pizza that I brought up prior, or booking an open match or a 3 and a pro, where 3 and a pro is you play with the coach and then there's 2 other players playing in it, so you don't need 4 players. Or if it's a open match where you sign up individually and then everyone else is signing up to, you know, get that match going, or open plays where everyone else signs up and then you sign up individually and everyone gets mixed around. So there's always opportunity that you as a singular player will find other people in the club, and you don't need to feel like you got to bring 3 others with you.
Very cool. This place is like blew my mind. I was not expecting this. You can kind of get a gist of it online. I did look at the website, but you can't really see it until you come in here. So I was blown away, really. So this place, I mean, it's gotta be pricey, right?
No, first off, thank you for, you know, the comments, the facility. We appreciate that a lot. When it does come to price, sure, people with disposable income do lean towards the sport, but, you know, we do have a lot of opportunities where, you know, you don't need to feel like it is a pricey, you know, price point. So, for instance, aside from our memberships, we are not, you know, also non-members as well. So we have programs that do really bring in the crowd that people feel like, you know, they don't want to be spending more money than they anticipated. And for instance, that's like Paddle and Pizza, where you play 2 hours of the sport and you get pizza after, and it's $30 as a non-member. You know, you see yourself buying pizza already like $20, and now you're playing for 2 hours when, you know, usually the value of that is very high. So, or like our drill and plays where you get to drill around, and then after that get to play, that's $40 for 90 minutes. So there are opportunities where people, you know, that are, you know, on the cost saving side can still get in and play this sport, as we want to make sure it's an opportunity where, you know, everyone can play it. And yeah.
And where could we find the information on how to do any of this?
Yeah, no, of course. So when it comes to information, we do have our website. If you want to go on xlpadel.com to see our memberships. We also have our booking platform, which is called Playtomic. Playtomic is where you could book the games and find our programs on, you know, when you go on there and you click our club, you can find our programs, our, you know, booking a match, our clinics, and then if you scroll all the way to the right side, you'll see the memberships as well. We have family memberships, we have, you know, memberships for first responders, military. We have, you know, a special membership for our Summer Unlimited. Our Summer Unlimited membership is $250 a month, but from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. you could play unlimited amount of time on the court. You don't need to worry about paying a fee. And anything after 4 p.m. you'd be paying a $40 rate for 90 minutes. But you get $80 credit with that, so you get 2 free times on the busy times. And on the weekends, it would be, you get that unlimited time after 1 p.m.
It's actually a really great deal.
Yeah, and that gives you access to the gym, the steam room, all the amenities. People forget, if you want to go to the gym, to get all those things, you usually go to Lifetime, which is about $300 a month. So there are ways to, you know, enter the facility and get some opportunities to get some free games and get those, you know, amenities from the gym, the steam room, the sauna, at a lower price than that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Where do you see the future of this place?
Great question. So, you know, our goal is, you know, as we see this one grow and, you know, the community gets even bigger and the sport grows, we want to build more XL Padels. You know, we feel like the image that we have and, you know, the style that we implement is something that I feel like the rest of the USA and potentially maybe the rest of the world can see.
Yeah.
So that's our goal.
And that's what sets you apart too.
Yes.
Yeah. How long has this sport been around, and where did it originate?
So it originated from Mexico, and it came in the 1960s.
Interesting.
How the sport was created, you know, I don't have the exact answer. I've read funny stories on it. One funny story was about some guy's wife wanted to, you know, I think play like a tennis, and she was really bad and the ball kept coming out of the court, so he built these glass walls for her and they called it Padel. That obviously was not how the sport got, you know, was created, but it's a funny story. But again, it's, you know, a sport that is still fairly new, especially in the USA. If you ask someone about this sport 10 years ago, they would probably not know it in the US. So the fact that a sport that's been around for a while is finally kind of new to a country that usually is the first to everything is very exciting.
That is very exciting. If you, Lance, had one message to say about this wonderful sport, but your place in particular, and you as a person in particular, what would you say to the audience?
What I would say to the audience is, for them to experience XL Padel. I believe, once in your life you should come into this facility, experience what we offer. If it's playing a clinic, booking a private game, or coming to one of our wellness events, just see what we have when it comes to the sport of Padel, when it comes to our amenities and what we offer on food and drinks at the bar. I believe that would be amazing for you to experience. And once again, I would say, please check out XL Padel. If you want to, see us before, go on our Instagram, which is XL Padel, and you'll see us there. And then when you realize what you're missing out, you're going to want to come here.
Perfect. Well, thank you for having me here today.
Of course. Thank you for interviewing me.
Yes. Awesome. Yay. Oh, shoot. Hello, we are back here at XL Padel, and it is Thursday night, which is pizza night. Who doesn't love pizza? And they have it here Tuesdays and Thursdays. But we heard tonight is one of the busiest nights, so I had to check it out for myself, and you get to join me. Come on, let's go. Today I'm here with
Josh from XL Padel.
Awesome, Josh. I will break the ice with you. Can you tell us a fun fact about yourself?
A fun fact about myself?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Damn. I wasn't ready for that one.
I always put you on the spot.
Okay. A fun fact about myself is that I moved to Florida from New York 4 years ago, and the first friends I made here was actually through playing paddle.
Oh, awesome. And I'm sure that was a motivating factor as to how you started XL Padel?
100%. We really saw that paddle, once I went to the first paddle event and I really started getting to know people and playing the game, it's super addicting. And I saw how easy it is to build a community with it, and that people love to have something to do together, something active, and get into the wellness space. So it's a very community building sport, that's for sure.
Very cool. We did notice that everyone seems to be pretty fit here. So I'm seeing that there's a lot of running, high intensity in paddle.
Yeah, you lose an average of 800 calories when you play in a paddle game. So you're running around a lot, it's a lot of coordination, and it's a lot of making friends. So it has every good thing in life into one,
Yeah, that's totally awesome. And we noticed with the glass that there isn't really much of chasing balls like tennis. So is that a part of what makes paddle special?
Yes, so paddle is a mixture of racquetball, squash, tennis, all into one. You have the walls, you can play off the wall, you can let the ball bounce off the wall, and then you can play it. So there's not as much chasing balls, that's for sure. And the walls make the rallies last longer. So it's all the exciting parts of every racket sport into one.
Very cool.
And the game was actually made because people didn't want to chase the balls. So in the 60s, the game was made in Mexico, and there was a guy who pretty much had a tennis court that was right near a cliff, and they kept hitting the balls off. And he was like, let's put a wall up here.
Pretty smart.
He put the wall up there, and at one point they started just playing off the walls. He was like, all right, let's put a wall on the other side. And it slowly evolved into the game that we see behind us now.
Because of a mountain.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I got to get back to my game. My partner's waiting for me, but why don't you guys come along?
All right, awesome. Let's take a look. Is that one of the players' dogs?
No, that's one of the players, actually.
What?
That's my partner that I need to get back to.
That would be awesome. Hi.
Hi, baby.
Hello. So this is dog friendly?
Dog friendly, yep.
Oh, what a plus. You smell my dogs? Very cute. So I'll follow you.
Alrighty.
Is it always instrumental music?
We usually play house music, yeah. Usually that's the vibe. Sometimes we switch it up, if we're feeling a little bit different based on the people that are in here.
But it's kind of like something everyone can agree on.
Yeah, there's no controversy with music, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. It's in the air. So he was allowed to bounce it on. I gotta learn the rules. Oh. That was great. See how fast that went? There we go. guy's got a sick backhand. It's like you don't want to look away. Oh, it's cool. They have to act fast for sure. Oh. 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 That was intense. Really, the intense word keeps coming to me. Oh, he's aiming at me. Oh. Whoa, did you see that? Do you see these reflexes? What? That's awesome. It's like I don't know where to look because there's so much going on. And then on top of this, you have a lovely dog that gets to watch and you get to pet in between. Like, come on. Pet friendly? He probably thinks he's outdoors. I wonder if he wants the ball. Do you want the ball? Yeah? He's so cute. Ah, he's so cute. That ball took such a beating. I think it wants to take a rest. Look, it's pizza time. It's a big crowd here. There's definitely enough pizza for everyone.
You gotta check out XL Padel, America's largest indoor padel and wellness social clubs, who specializes in this unparalleled hybrid sport with the emphasis on community and wellness, all within this Westpalmbeach's grandiose facility. Simply, wow.
Wasn't that wonderful? If you made it this far, I'm gonna take it that you liked this video. So show us some love by liking this video and subscribing to this channel of wonder and following us on Instagram. Your support allows us to bring more wondrous stories your way. So tell me, what inspired you most? And what wonderful things that make you go wow are you looking forward to us exploring on this channel? And are there things that you'd like us to shine light on? Well, let us know by commenting below. We're looking forward to having you tune in to our next wondrous episode.